Okay, guys, in this latest episode of MD Global Muscle, we have Michael DeBull, the winner of the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro in this episode. We also have Brent Swanson, who's coming back, placing 9th place in the New York Pro after a full year away. And also we have the winner of the 212, Kerith Bajo, in this episode. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And we're joined all the way from sunny Connecticut, one day after he's won the freaking 212 New York Pro, Kerith Bajo.
Woo!
Yeah, come on, mate, come on. Feels good.
Just add in that audio, you know, people screaming in the stadium.
Yeah. I've actually got that, you know, I can actually add that in, mate, you know.
Please do.
Kerith, right, so you're already back, I mean, it's not far, you're already back in Connecticut, which is technically just outside of New York, isn't it?
We're all in the tri-state area. It's legit an hour and a half from the venue. Oh. So it's down the road. You know, it's not a bad commute.
Cool.
I'm down that way maybe once a week. So, you know, I'm used to that commute.
When did you get back, mate?
Last night. Came right back after the show. Yeah, came back after the show. You know, it's nice to be in your bed after a win, you know? And plus, those hotel rooms, like, you know, they're nice. The beds are nice, but...
I mean, we had you on Global a few weeks ago, and you said, you know, because you were really, really wanting to win this one. There's a real... With the New York Pro, I've never seen it with any other pro show where there is such... It's like what Juan Morel said. He said the New York Pro is basically like our Olympia for people like in the tri-state area. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And, you know, it's funny that you say that, because Juan was one of the first people I saw when I got off stage. Not because he had the cookies, but, you know, he's just a massive human being. So as soon as I got off stage, I gravitated towards him and I told him, I understand now. And there's something to it. It's just, you know, it has a je ne sais quoi about it, you know, and it's like a lot of guys never really get to use their pro cards and compete. So if there's a local pro show in your area, I think that resonates the same way that this does to us. You know, New York, it's obviously the biggest metropolitan area in the country. So, you know, this one, it rains heavy with all of us.
Sabi obviously won Texas last year. You were 7th in Olympia. What was the other pro shows you won? Just remind me.
All right, so this dawned on me last night. I've now won all 3 Tier 1 shows in the United States.
Okay.
So we have Tampa, Texas, and New York.
Fantastic. And of course, because you were, you third in, hang on, I'll get the year right. Was it third in 2020 or 21? 2019, right, okay, before the pandemic.
Right before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've moved up, mate. You've won it now. So what did that really mean to you to win, like I said, win this show? I mean, what does it feel like winning, like, because that is really a level up from, no disrespect to Tampa and Texas. These are great shows and they're very prestigious shows, Tier 1 shows. But like you said, New York is like, it's widely regarded as the 3rd biggest pro show in the world.
Yeah, and I think, you know, last night we saw why. It's, you know, everybody... It just seems as if everybody brings their, not that they don't to the other shows, but everybody wants this one. Like, you can sense the heat. You know, like when you sit next to somebody that just ran a half a mile and they're breathing real hot and heavy, you could sense that body heat off of them. Yeah. You kind of get that same vibe off of all the competitors. It's like we're all at this, like fighting dogs over a bone.
Yeah. So, obviously what do you think of the other guys? Because I saw that Diego in 2nd. I've never heard of him. I've been speaking to him today. I mean, he was really good, mate. I mean, he was nipping on your heels, mate.
He was definitely a surprise because I listen, going into this show, Giles, swear to God, I saw 5 competitors. So I was like, oh my God, like, you know, there's going to be one call out. So, you know, I think it was probably 4 days they released the official competitor sheet.
Yeah.
And I think it jumped up to 18. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, true to its nature, New York brings him in.
Hmm.
So, now you have like a deep field, a couple of guys that I've seen before. But between you and I was more concerned about Noel. And turns out that Noel couldn't make the show. I don't really know what happened there.
Hmm.
But everybody was, emphasizing the guys from Korea because they look great. But I'm like, hey, listen, I've seen Noel, and I know he brings a solid package. Then out of nowhere, you get this kid from Miami, White Gorilla,
Yep.
and yeah, I was like, wow. I didn't even know he was that good until I went back to the hotel room after prejudging and saw the playback.
He said, well, not to talk about him too much, but he said to me today, he said, look, if I hadn't have done well in this show, he says, I would have stopped. And I said, what,
Yeah.
for the season, for the year? And he says, no, I was going to stop competing altogether.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he says, but, I've done really well and I understand this is a very high quality show with very high quality competitors. He said, so I'm going to keep going.
Good. Well, if nothing else, you're welcome, young man.
I love it.
I lit the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's good. So they say the best lessons come in losing,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So and not that he lost because he won as far as I'm concerned. He stepped on stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's the win. We all get to compete wherever we place. That's up to the judges. But I'm glad that I gave him incentive to keep doing this because he could be phenomenal.
Yeah, he's really good. So, and the thing is, I think maybe, I'm out of turn saying this, but I think maybe winning the New York Pro, even though it is widely regarded as the third biggest pro show, I think because it's Steve Weinberger's show, you kind of get that, you kind of earn that. If you win his show, you do earn his respect.
I would like to think I had it before.
But I think you get that extra little bit of you might get another nod,
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to win a show, I suppose. But that is one of my favorite places on the planet to be. Never mind train. It's just being in that environment around like-minded people that genuinely just want to see you do better. And just, being there for me is enough. Even if I wasn't a competitor, I would love to train at that facility just because, you get in there and it's like, wow, like you guys are really putting in the work, and as somebody who's, blue collar his whole life, you respect that.
Yeah. So what do you think of the new venue? Because when I saw, actually, the first picture I saw of anyone...
Not new venue. Revisited venue.
Okay, because the reason I'm saying that is because I saw a video and I said, like, is that the best Kerith I've ever seen? Or is it a combination of the fact he looks really, really good and also the lighting was perfect and there was no distracting backgrounds. And I was like, Kerith looked absolutely sensational. Even from, I saw one, it was one of Ron's phone pictures and it wasn't like high resolution. And you looked, mate, you looked out of this world. You didn't look human.
Thank you, man. But I will say that venue, I've said this time and time again, has the best lighting. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the way it's shaped or positioned. God knows. But I've always said I've always had my best look on that stage. So I think the screens always distract from the actual bodybuilder because you got so much going on them, and not to mention you got a backlit, against the camera. So it really never translates well in video or film. But the black backdrop and, just the poster that they use, I think it's a poster, just makes the human being pop that much.
Yeah.
The color is always better there. The lights are always better there. And, it just clicks. But I've said this, Teaneck, New Jersey, Marriott Glen Point has the best lighting. It's the best venue for a show.
So what was the overall atmosphere like this year compared to other years? Because every class was absolutely stacked. Normally there's always one or two categories at any show where I was like, and I was following it all on the MD group chat and I was like, holy shit. I said, this is, every single class is absolutely stacked.
Yeah. And, that was really nice to see as a competitor. You always want to be part of something that's, top tier. And like I said, New York just brings them out. It brings out the best competitor. Everybody wants that title. A lot of local pros in the Northeast, man, and they love to do that show as their pro debut. So they want to set a tone. So, everybody's coming in as a rookie, but they're putting in the work of a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
And I just got to say, I was blown away by, all categories. Men's physique. Jesus Christ, when these guys get so big?
The guy that came second, that Brazilian guy, I was like, this guy should be classic.
Yeah.
Huge.
And
too big. I actually thought he was too big.
Yeah? Is there such a thing?
Men's physique, yes.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Do we really know anymore?
Yeah.
Either way, they brought an awesome package. Ryan Terry, he looked incredible. Kudos to him because he followed up for Pittsburgh last week. And wellness category, I forget her name. Is it Giselle?
Yes,
Machado?
Giselle. Yeah, a couple of years ago, her coach told me she couldn't get to the Olympia for some reason, and he told me 2 or 3 years ago, look, there's a girl called Giselle I'm prepping. He said she'll win the Olympia.
I could see that, but Francielle probably has something to say about that. But
yeah,
either way,
she's amazing.
Either way, it was stacked, Giles. I mean, yeah, everybody brought their A game. Open bodybuilding. Tonio, I saw Tonio when we were going to get tanning, and I was like, dude, you're about to win the show.
Yeah.
You could say that and say it with confidence without him even taking his sweatshirt off.
Wow. Why?
He looked ready, and I was talking to him, and I was like, we actually agreed that, hey, we're about to win this.
Wow.
So yeah, it was really nice to see a 212 guy move up to the open and, really put a stamp on it.
Yeah, of course, because X212, isn't he? Yeah. Another guy stepping up, doing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the bigger he gets, I think the more he's starting to look more and more like Dexter every single time he competes. Like the intercostals, the quad sweep, and if you squint, I mean, in some shots, you think, oh my God, he could be Dexter's stunt double.
All right, you put your thumb right over his eyebrows, block that hair.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know what? He's got the same turtle shell.
Yes.
The turtle shell abs.
Oh, you mean yeah. The long waist. It's a long waist, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Long waist, but tiny waist.
So remember we spoke after the Olympia, and I mean, like the night, obviously at the finals at Olympia, you pulled it back and you looked absolutely, you looked how I expected you to look at the prejudging. Given what you learnt from the Olympia, how do you feel you looked at prejudging and finals? Because the thing is, it's not over 2 days; it's over 1 day, isn't it? How do you feel?
Yes.
How did you feel you peaked? Do you feel you peaked better at the finals again, or the prejudging, or do you think you held it?
It's hard to say because I haven't seen some of the footage from finals yet. But what I did get to see was a phenomenal video by Gilco.
Oh, amazing!
Oh my God!
Amazing.
Like, what? I was like, who the hell is that? And turns out it was this guy. But it looked phenomenal, Giles. And I could say right now that was probably my best look on stage.
Yeah.
No, I'll reinforce that. That was absolutely my best look on stage, goddammit. Yeah. So, I was very happy with that. And to know that I came back at the night show and I was able to hold that, I from what I saw and what I was told by people around me who know the sport, I had it on lock. I didn't let that, gas me up or anything. I didn't want to get comfortable, but I thought that prejudging look was my absolute best.
So when did you feel like you had it in the bag?
When I got that trophy. It's never
really not so. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you weren't
never
counting your chickens.
Yeah. Never count my eggs before they hatch. It's my train of thought, and it keeps me fired up. You get too comfortable, man. You get caught slipping. Yeah. All of a sudden now you're getting rejudged.
So, because I spoke to Michael DeBull earlier, who won the Classic, and I said, because I noticed he wasn't in the middle in one of the main comparisons, and I said, Steve Weinberger is known for indicating to the other judges, and he's just known for he wants if you're the winner, he will have you in the center at all times. But with Michael, even though he was kind of like a clear winner, they left him on the outside. And I said to Michael, literally, we just had him on about an hour ago, and I said, do you think they were messing with you a little bit? Do you think he was trying to, like, spice it up a little bit, try and get him to sort of, build the tension, keep the tension going right till the very end? What was because I've not watched the comparisons yet. What was happening with you in your division?
Well, we shared the box, so there's an even number of competitors in the call out.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's me and the judges, man. I tell people this all the time, and it sounds. I don't want to make it sound arrogant, but I really don't care what the guy to the left of me is doing or the guy to the right of me is doing, as long as they're not bumping me.
Yeah.
Because it's just me and the judges. So if I showcase the best that I have, I could care less how many people are on there. I just want to be left happy with the performance that I left for the judges to assess.
But hang on. Where did they put you? Because I think, like I said, with Steve,
I was sharing the box. I was sharing the box with the young man from Miami.
Okay, what does that mean? Sharing the box?
Well, so you have the box, and 1 foot is on the outside, 1 foot is on the outside.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're not technically in dead center.
Oh right. Okay. Okay.
Because there's an even amount of competitors on the line.
Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to understand it because, like I said, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. So there's 6 competitors in that call out. So you figure you got 3 on one side of the box, 3 on the other side of the box. The 2 guys in the center share the box.
Okay, all right, okay, right, okay. So I remember I spoke to you, was it a few months ago, and I said, oh, no, I think it was after you won Texas last year. And I said, mate, you look so much bigger than the year before. How much heavier were you? And you said, Giles, I was 10 pounds lighter, mate, than the year before.
Yeah, so it's funny how that works.
So what about this year? What did you weigh in at?
So I weighed in at 207.
Okay, that's good.
So from... what was it, December?
Yep.
December to May. Yeah, we put on some good muscle. That's a solid 5 pounds, but my actual stage weight was 205.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're one of the guys you're one of the guys that goes down a bit. Like, cause some guys they just as soon as they take in some carbs or any sort of food, they go up in body weight, and some guys they keep dropping.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they don't understand that I can eat like a bird and still get full. Now working with Justin Miller, Justin understands that, hey, he really doesn't need that much carbs to really carb up.
Yeah.
In comparison to most, dude, I eat like a bird.
Really?
For me, that's plenty of food. I think that, 2 things can't occupy the same space at the same time. So I got to allow things to process. If I eat too much, then I start, getting bloated at the waist and can't present my best self.
Yeah. So you've won the New York Pro, mate. Say you hadn't won the New York Pro, would you have carried on competing to qualify, or was it just you didn't even did that thought not even enter your head?
I think I was talking to you, and I think I told you this was my Michael Jordan Game 6 moment.
Yeah. One and done.
Yeah. So I really was just trying to find out who's going to be Byron Russell, who's going to be the Utah Jazz, because I was going to pull back and just fade away. But I
think that's
I knew that shot was going in.
Basketball players. Sorry, I'm a Brit, mate. Talk about even if you talk about soccer players, I still wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about. So your J to his Ronnie. Right. Okay. All right.
So yeah, that was the Jordan step back game where he left it up.
Okay.
The shot that he originally retired on.
Complete blank here.
Oh wow!
Derek knows.
Wow.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You watch basketball?
No, but I remember that shot. It's everywhere. That.
Yeah, that poster's everywhere.
That poster's everywhere. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I get it. Listen, different strokes for different folks. But I love that you're this passionate about bodybuilding that gets all your focus.
Yes.
So, in truth, Giles, I really, I don't want to come off pompous, man. I don't. That's not me. But man, I knew I was winning the show. Like I did all the things correct to improve on my physique. I knew that, I was going to stay away from people the last week of prep just to avoid getting sick.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that was a thing in December. So, the last week I was training at my private facility for most of it. And I was just doing everything that I needed to do. At that point, it's just light pump up workouts. We're not going crazy at that point. We want to see the stage healthy. So, I was trying to avoid contact and just probably too cautious,
Yeah, but look what you've got at stake, if do you know what I mean? Maybe it's, I think given the last couple of years, and certainly in New York, there was a lot of, it was bad, a couple of years ago. So maybe that's still more in, like I live in the middle of I live in the countryside. So it's like, and country to countries, they are different. So maybe, and the thing is, you had a lot riding on this. Like you said, it was a one and done deal. If you messed this up or you got sick or whatever, that's kind of all your plans gone down the toilet,
Yeah, 16 weeks, then it's a wash. But I really knew that we put together something special at about week 12.
12?
Yeah. I was certain at week 12. I told Justin, I was like, hey, dude, we're winning the show. The question is, no, I'm so serious about it. I was like, the question is, who is going to get second? And I knew that getting back with Kenny Wallach as my posing instructor.
Nice.
He's actually the guy who was responsible for, getting me into this and having me take this seriously.
Okay.
So, when Kenny and I saw each other in Vegas last year, I was like, Kenny, we got to make this happen. I owe you a win. And I promised him that I was going to win this show. So I had a lot outside of bodybuilding riding on this, just as a friend. A friend to Kenny, and I made a promise, man, and I'm happy that I got to see that through.
Good. So, I mean, I don't know if you've had a chance to properly speak to Justin yet, but I mean, I'm obviously Justin's going to be happy that you won.
He was ecstatic.
But aside from that, now you've got really big win. Sometimes you just think, some athletes think, well, I've got a big win. So if I go and do 2 or 3 more shows that arguably aren't going to be as competitive, why don't I go and pick them up? Why don't I go and compete? Why don't I pick up a few more wins? What's your feelings now? I mean, are you going to do them or are you going to shut it down to the Olympia?
Well, I believe that pressure does bust pipes. So, you apply too much pressure, man, something's got to give.
Yeah.
So it's about throttling, and the shows aren't stacked the way they used to be. You got a peak here, 5 weeks later, you got a peak there, 3 weeks later, you got a peak there. You might get another show that's a week after, and then you don't get another show for 8 weeks. So it's not conducive to your health to really just keep going and going and going. We're not talking about the golden era where there was 2 shows in a weekend,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Why am I going to do that? For me, it doesn't make sense. And, outside of bodybuilding, I got a business to run. So, it doesn't really align. I would love to, but, again, the shows just aren't conducive to my schedule, and they're not conducive to my overall health for me to just keep doing that to my body. So it's about throttling, and, we got our win, we got our qualifier. Now we have 6 months to make all kinds of improvements. I know I could add on at least 3 pounds of muscle in that time.
So that'll bring you to 210. So you're still comfortably under the limit, mate.
Hey, it's a nice position to be in.
Yeah. And you're just literally, on that top 6, mate. You was 7th last year, Derek.
Yeah.
So, so you're right there on the cusp of that magical next level again for you. I think really you've won the New York Pro. So that for me is a level up even from the Texas and Tampa. So you've really, you've vanquished that one. Now the next step up really is to crack into that top 6, possibly even that top 3 for the Olympia, possibly even the win.
There's only one option. So it would be to overall just win that Olympia, and then I want to do an open show post Olympia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, win, lose or draw. I want to do an open show post Olympia.
So hang on, post Olympia. So I'm just trying to think. The Olympia's in November. I've not checked the calendar to see what's after. Have you looked, or are you thinking more 2024?
If it's early 2024, so be it. But I think there is an international show. Don't quote me on this. I think there's an international show post Olympia.
Okay.
And that would be pretty cool to do that. Number one, I get to check that off the list that I get to travel and do a show. And yeah, I do an open show. So how cool is that?
So hang on a minute. If you're 207 on stage, it's not like you're like Clarida was when he did the Legion. Sorry, the light's driving in my face. You're not really having to sort of try a different approach. It's basically just keep bringing the best version of you, which falls at around 207. So it's not like you. Right. So are you gonna try anything different, or are you just gonna basically come in like you did yesterday?
So here's the thing. Like my body's weird. I can be pretty ripped at 220.
220. Hang on, 207, and you can still be in nick at 220.
Yes. Okay. I can definitely be competitive at 220.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fun to watch. Like, stay tuned. The next couple of weeks when I start, refeeding and reintroducing food into my my schedule, I guess.
Yeah.
I will hold this shape for a very, very long time. A lot of the pictures that you see me and Justin post are usually right in that 220, 225 area.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be interested to see that, because like I said, when Kamal said he was going to be 220 at Tampa last year, I thought, no, he's not going to be in condition. He's going to blow his shape. And I was wrong on both counts. So with your thing is, you're already very round and very thick and very, bubbly and stuff. So to see you looking like that at 207, at 220, you're going to look insane, mate.
Yeah. If I could just bring in the glutes at 220.
Oh, yeah, if you can do that. And the thing is, I mean, even if you don't, it's still going to be interesting to see you that full and round and thick, and hopefully you can retain, because you've got nice lines, you've got nice symmetry, you've got nice shape. So hopefully you can retain all that. And if you can get your glutes in, mate, then really I think you need to start considering open for the future.
Well, ideally, that's where you want to fall,
Yeah.
At the end, I know it's all bodybuilding. But let's be real. It is what it is. Everybody wants to win Mr. Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it with Hadi. We've seen it with Derek. We've seen it with William. These are all guys that started in one division, and then they took the next step. They took the leap of faith, and, here they are. It's not that we're a lesser bodybuilder. It's just that we know 212 knows their space in the sport. It's a different lane. But we all aspire to be Mr. Olympia in our own way. Yeah.
Cool. Right, Kerith, I'm getting bloody sun right in my face here. So, so I'm having to sit like aside. I think Derek's probably left it on full screen. Have you left it on full screen? Yeah.
Honestly, all I see is headphones.
I know, because like literally the sun has literally just come streaming into my face. I feel like I'm an angel. Right, Kerith. Yeah. So like I said, I wanted to get you on, congratulate you for winning the New York Pro, because it's nice to follow up when you've had people on, and we've kind of followed your journey. I've been following all your prep on Instagram, and it's nice to see guys that kind of get what they want, really get what they want. And like I said, now it's the exciting bit now moving forward is the next step for you.
Absolutely.
Seeing you look like you did at the night show, but at the pre-judging, when you make that first impression at the Olympia, rectify that kind of, not really a mistake, but it was a, miscalculation maybe. I'd love to see you looking like you did last night for the pre-judging at the Olympia, because that, for me, that's a first call out, that's you being moved around with, with Sean and Angel and all these other guys, and, that's conversation for the win,
Yeah, thank you, man. I know we could do it, Giles. It's all there. It's timing. This thing is all timing.
Yeah.
So if we put it together and, Lord willing, we stay healthy, dude, I've said this before. I'm confident. I think we can compete with anybody on the planet.
And you're kind of in that sweet spot where you're close to 212, but you're not so close that you really have to panic and stress and let your cortisol levels rise those last 3 or 4 weeks where you think, am I going to make 212? Am I going to make 212? Like Flex Lewis had for years. I can't imagine the pressure. You know, those guys that are, you know, really ready at 215, so they have to like and then you're talking about sacrificing, you know, muscle and fullness, and you know, and also you're starving yourself, and it's a miserable process. But I'd imagine, you know, that I mean, when are you kind of what stage in your prep are you literally bang on 212? What, 2 or 3 weeks out, or?
Right about there.
Yeah.
Right about there. Yeah. It's about right.
But you know, once you know get nice and crispy and dry out in those last couple of weeks, you know it's going to drop down to like 205, 207, and you don't really have to worry about shit. Are we going to go down to the weigh-in now? And actually, is it going to be, running around the sauna with a bin bag on, for an hour?
Yeah, that'll never be me. When it comes to prep, I make sure that I'm not leaving anything to chance.
Yeah. So,
especially the last 4 weeks, Giles, it's like, listen, if I'm not ready at week 4, this has never happened. For the record, this has never happened. But if I wasn't ready at week 4 and I felt it in my heart, I would start looking at another show.
Yeah. Or like you said, if you're at that stage, then you'll be jumping into open anyway.
Well, cross that bridge when we get there. But, for now, the rule is if you're not ready at week 4, if you know in your heart it's not there, I'd say push it back. There's always another show.
Cool. Right, mate. Well, and also, big well done there to Justin Miller, because he's been right in your corner and he's prepped you beautifully for these shows now, mate. Like I said, it's you're one of the guys, like Keon and these other guys that are kind of, Ole Crivier that are Angle Calderon. You know the guys that are all moving up. But the thing is, if everyone's moving up, then we got to see where it all falls out shakes itself out for the Olympia,
Yeah, got to be king of the hill.
Yep, king of the hill. Right then, mate. Derek, anything you want to ask Kerith before I let him go?
No, I just want to say, as I says, congratulations, super win.
Yeah.
And come on,
Derek.
Next step now. Come on, keep going.
Olympia.
Keep going, Olympia.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know it.
We got tunnel vision.
We got tunnel vision. That's what you need. Exactly.
Yeah, Sean Corrida's he's on Sean Corrida's fridge now. He's on his fridge. He's got pictures of the main guys that he chucks those little sucker darts at, So and also imagine
I just saw him the other day in Jersey.
Nice.
He just moved down to Texas.
That's right.
Yeah, he was at Signature Fitness, and I got to see him off. His last day in New Jersey, he's actually headed down to I think he's in the Dallas area.
Yeah, because a gasp.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's a big move for him, but like I said, also imagine Redcon are very, very happy with you, mate, because that's a big win for you. Yep. They looked after you well.
Huge win.
Yeah, big win. Mate, well done. And like I said, thank you for coming on MD Globe Muscle once again, mate. And like I said, we wanted to celebrate your win together. So, I was watching intently. So, we're going to be doing we'll be doing a review as well after this for Hot News. So I can't wait to see that Gilco Productions, because like when I saw, and also I'll send you the pictures on DM that Ron was taking on his phone. I can't,
please do.
Mate, they're like professional photos from a phone, from an iPhone 14. You'll be really, really pleased when you see them, mate.
It's a magical stage. But hey, Giles, before you guys go, I just got to say, if you haven't seen it yet, please pick up the June edition of Muscular Development. It's phenomenal. It starts on page 70.
Oh, I saw the video. Hang on.
Dude, I saw that. I almost lost my mind.
Oh, awesome. There we are.
Hey!
Derek, you got the camera on it. Put the camera on me. The viewers want to see it as well, Derek, not just you.
Hold on.
Is it on?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Left or right?
Hold on.
Get the right camera. Can you see it? You all right,
there
Derek?
you go. That's it.
He's switching with the cameras.
Full view now.
Yeah, so you got, hang on, 1, 2, is the Apex Predator, the next 212 superstar, Kerith Badger. I like that font. That's cool. 2, 4.
Let me answer the question. Absolutely.
6 pages. 7 pages.
I love it.
That's a really nice feature. It's nice when you get. Well, how does it feel when you get like that kind of feature in a magazine like this?
That's my first time.
Is it your first time?
That's my first time. That's my virginity right there.
Popped your MD cherry there, mate.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
I was drinking that in, man.
Nice. No, it's well deserved, mate. It's well deserved.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, keep grinding, mate, and hopefully we'll see you at the Olympia, because hopefully I'll be there as well, so we can catch up again. But yeah, like I said, congratulations to you and Justin Miller, mate. Good job.
Thank you, Giles. Derek,
Yeah,
thank
man.
you so much, brother. I will see you guys soon.
Yep, definitely.
We got to get him on a plane. He's like Mr. T, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not a flyer.
give him a Xanax.
I ain't getting no plane.
Give him a Xanax or bonk him on the head and put him in first class.
Drink this milk, Derek.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Nice one.
Cool. All right then, mate. I'll speak to you very soon.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Cheers, Kenneth.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right.
Joined one day after the New York Pro. He's still at the bloody airport. Brent Swanson.
Woo!
How we doing, guys?
And mate, thank you first of all for this impromptu, last minute kind of 10,
I love
15
last
minute.
minute impromptu, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, we got to embrace the chaos, mate. One day after the New York Pro, how did it go, mate? How are you feeling?
Well, at first I was a little disappointed because in Indy I got fifth, but this is a New York Pro, which is supposed to be, like tier 2, third. A lot of people call it the third hardest show, and there's a lot of new names, so it wasn't like these guys were not good. There's a lot of good guys who showed up. But I got 9th place, so I was a little bit kind of disheartened. But when I looked at the photos and the videos and stuff, like my body is like 10 times better than it even was last year, and we nailed my peak. My condition was crazy, So I mean, I was at my very best, and I killed what I brought last year. So to me, like, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? So top 10 in New York, and I killed my previous look. I was even more harder, more conditioned, and bigger. So, I mean, everything went smoothly as far as my peaking and everything. So I'm happy. Like, I'm happy that I did it. I'm happy, like, of all the videos and the pictures and, all the feedback that I got from people at the show and the judges and everything. I mean, I really, at the end of the day, I really can't be, I can't beat myself up too much about it because I came and I set out to what I wanted to do.
Yep.
So.
Mate, everyone was talking about your condition.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Let me be completely honest with you. So as a bodybuilder, we're always our own worst critics, right? Like every time I see, videos or pictures from my shows, I'm always like, yeah, I look good, but I'd like to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like the look that I brought yesterday, I was actually for the first time in my life ever able to look at that and say, that was pretty good. That's what I had envisioned in my mind. Like I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. You know what I mean? And it was just funny because as bodybuilders, I think by nature, we're always prone to want more. I still want more, but I mean, I was actually able to look at myself and say, wow, like nobody really had that kind of look going on. You know what I mean? I like my look was very unique, what I brought to the stage. And, even talking to some of the judges afterwards, they even told me, they said, hey, if you're not you're one of the most conditioned people in the whole league.
Yep.
So when judges tell me that, when my peers tell me that, like, that makes me feel good because conditioning is based on hard work and sacrifice, and I'm a blue collar type of guy. Yeah. So knowing that I went to the depths that I had to go to get there and achieve that, and that's what I'm known for, like, that's cool. Like I like to be known as that. If I would have been 5th place and softer, I wouldn't have been as happy as I was being just peeled out of my mind in 9th place, if that makes sense, and enjoyed my look.
Mate, even that picture you did, one we posted with the arms open, and I forget what you wrote. Yeah. I mean, that was, how many weeks out was that, mate?
Like 3 to 4.
I mean, you could have stepped on stage looking like that, and everyone would have still said, wow, look at Brent's condition,
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I was just very happy. The show was very well ran. I mean, I'm a big bodybuilding history, guy. I mean, like I'm getting older, but like a lot of these guys, you know, don't even know like that, what the Night of Champions is and what that stands for and like
Yep.
the history behind it. And it's a show rich in history, right next to, the Olympia and the Arnold. And it makes me upset because just because you didn't have the so-called names in the lineup, there's going to be some future high-level Olympians in that lineup. Personally, I thought I deserved to be a little bit higher. So I should have won. I wasn't going to win. But I could have definitely seen myself at the end of the first call out. But at the end of the day, like, does it really matter? Because you have to win to go to the Olympia. So you don't want to go to the Olympia if you're happy with your look and happy with what you brought. Like, I mean, that's all you can control.
For you to succeed in your job as a bodybuilder, you have to come in better than you were last year. You came in bigger.
Correct.
Your physique was better. It was more balanced. Your condition was probably, I would say it's on par, if not better than. Thing is, because you're thicker, it looks even more impressive because you've got more density going on. It stands out more. So you did everything that you could do to succeed
Right.
as a bodybuilder, and you did that, mate.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of have a smile on my face. There's nothing to really pout about. And, Chad's a very hard customer. Chad very rarely gives compliments. And some of the things that he even said about, like, kind of how we looked and, just like, just how much of a hard worker that I am. Just my physique shows that in the graininess and the skin thin texture of my skin. He just said, in the game anymore, you don't see that, so I bring a very unique look. It's like, you don't see the look that I bring. You don't see much anymore in the sport. And that's not to say that, I should beat these guys. Like, I'm not saying that, but the look that I have is kind of like apples and oranges. When I step on stage, I feel like it's a little bit different of a look than most people.
Yes. Yeah, but thing is, like, it kind of would have blended in the 90s because everyone's condition was, that 90s conditioning. But now it stands out, mate. And also, I don't want to keep going on about it, but you're a type 1 diabetic, mate. The daily challenges that you have to deal with, I think for me, being a diabetic myself, makes it, for me, it's even more impressive that you managed to achieve that, with all those obstacles that other people and other competitors on stage don't have to face.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And a lot of times people don't really realize that. And I get questions all the time. They're like, why don't you do more than one show at once?
Yeah.
And I just kind of laugh. And I'm like, if you knew the depths and the sacrifices that I had to take to do one show and come in as peeled as I do, like you wouldn't do another show yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, some of the people who say that are probably 15 pounds too heavy on stage.
Yeah.
And I almost just want to say, how about with your healthy physique, you drop 15 pounds and, instead of doing 3 or 4 shows in a row, just nail one show, So, so it's very hard. And that's why I typically just do one show at a time, because for me to get my body to look like this, man, it's not easy. It's hard. And then on top of that, having a full-time job, and on top of that, having a family and having a wife, and it's a lot, and it's worth it. I have fun doing. Nobody couldn't hold a gun to my head. This is what I love to do. But I think people don't sometimes realize the element of being a type 1 diabetic and competing and, getting to the level of condition that I get into, and whether it's healthy or not, I'm not trying to say it is or it isn't. For me, it works for my lifestyle. And, I am healthy. I feel like I'm healthier than most 37-year-old diabetics my age that I see who, can't hardly even walk or do anything, So I'm living my life the way I want to, and the safest and best that I know how to,
Any issues with the carb up?
When I do carb up, like, I always do have some highs, but I'm always able to balance them out, as we do carb up. Obviously, we bring the water down, because then when you have to use more insulin, if you have insulin with water, obviously you're going to retain more with the carbs.
Yeah.
But if you start pulling back on the water and you're using insulin, you're not going to hold on to as much water. So when we start pushing the carbs hard, we really start to pull back on the water. So then if I do have high blood sugars, I'm not having to inject however many IUs of insulin and then below my look because I'm retaining water. So
yeah. So what you were in the second call out? What was that like? Who were you compared against? How did that go?
I was compared against Nate Spear, which going into the show I beat him twice. He beat me once, but he placed 7th, I placed 9th, so now we're 2-2. We've had a long rivalry. We've grown up in the sport together. Robin Strange from Canada, I actually just met him. He's a super nice guy. He has a pretty good physique. Who else? It was weird. So Max Charles was in the second call out, and then they moved him to the first call out, so he was there for a second.
Where did Max place? I didn't see where Max placed.
Max placed 6th.
Okay. Just missed it.
He was in the second call out. Hold on, I think my phone came unplugged. Hold on.
All right.
Because I'm running low on battery. There we
He's
go.
literally in the airport, guys. Literally in the airport.
I'm literally against the wall right now. People are probably looking at me like, who is this freak who looks all...
Who's this orange guy with the blonde hair?
Talking about insulin and diabetes and bodybuilding.
I love it, mate. I love it.
So the call out was fun. I mean, there was a lot of newer guys who were turned pro, and you had national champs and things like that. Me being a conditioning guy, I thought some of the guys ahead of me, I'm not saying you have to be as conditioned as, me, because guys will be beyond shape. It's not a conditioning contest, it's a bodybuilding contest, but I thought some of the guys could have been a little leaner, to be honest. But that's not my place to say that, but that's just kind of what I thought in the back of my head. But yeah, I mean, it was a strong show, top to bottom. And if you look at the call outs and if you look at the live stream and stuff, everybody was good, and you had people from all over the place, so it was a very well ran show. I loved doing it. The stage lighting was awesome.
Yes.
I talked to Ron
Unbelievable stage. I was I said to Kerith earlier on, I said, when the photos are coming through on the group chat, I was like, guys, everyone looks amazing. You can see everything. Sometimes you get guys and you see them in their progress pictures and they get onto the stage they don't look very good, but the lighting was so good. You could see how good everyone was.
Yeah. And the thing was, so my buddy, so there's a picture on my Instagram that it was actually from a live stream, screenshot. Yeah. And he sent it to me. He was because he knew that I'd probably feel bad that I wasn't the first call out. So he was like, dude, this is how good you looked. And he sent it to me. I was like, nice. So this was a screen grab? And he said, yeah. So I posted it because I haven't really gotten a lot of pictures back yet. But I mean, just the lighting and just everything, man, it really... we were really able to if you are a bodybuilder who really wants to see what your physique looks like in the correct lighting, just for the sake of that, you should do the New York Pro, because not every pro show's like that. Some of them, the lighting is atrocious, and then you do all that work and you're just I think I look better, but the stage lighting really wasn't good. So then you start looking at other competitors' pictures who you thought looked good, kind of comparing them to yourself and everything like that. So, but no, it was a great show. It was a great time. The only bad thing is that I hate New York traffic. I could not live here. Yeah. I couldn't do it. We have a rental car, and we stayed right across from the host hotel and Homewood Suites. We were walking distance, so it was cool. But this New York traffic's horrible. I don't know how people do it.
I think in terms of your physique, I think the biggest, even in the run-up, I could see the biggest improvements. I said on your Facebook, I said your back. Because your back, I think your lack of back last year kind of, it deterred from your front shots. Your front double bicep, your front lat spread. But now your back has really come up. So that's all your back shots are sorted. Your front shots where you're lifting your head up or your arms up, like I said, front lat, up and everything looks better now. It's giving you more. It's giving you a bit more shoulder to waist. It's giving you everything. So you've done a really good job on that, mate. Well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I noticed that too. Like I know my money shots. My most muscular is all the freakiness. That's a money shot.
That scares children. That one, mate. That scares children.
Yeah, the side chest. But my it's funny because people say, "Well, you have a big back." I said, "Yeah, I have a big back, but not compared against like the top 1% of bodybuilders in the whole world. Yeah, my back is wide, but it's like, who are you comparing me to? You know what I mean? It's just like, I think the normal person doesn't realize that, like, I'm going against the top, like, handful of bodybuilders, not in this country, but the world. So when somebody says my back needs to come up, it doesn't mean that I have a bad back, but when you compare me to 20 to 30 of the best guys in the world, it could be a little bit thicker, you know what I mean? So I think it's just funny because the normal person doesn't really understand, like the normal person from my hometown or like doesn't understand the level that I compete at, which is fine. It's not, it doesn't get to me, but I just think they think I'm going down to the next county to go to the the state fair or something like that. And it's like, no, there's a little bit higher stakes than that.
Mate, I'm just glad you made it to the show after you got run over by that e-scooter.
I know, right? I know, the side of my head and everything.
Show Derek, because Derek doesn't have a clue what I'm talking about. Just turn your head. Look. It looks like he's got run over by an e-scooter.
It's one of those things. Okay, so it's one of those things in prep where you're just like, I got to do something to have fun because like miserable. I don't know if it was a good decision or not, but so Autumn left for work one day, and I was just like, I think I'm just gonna bleach my hair. So I literally got a bleach kit and did it myself, and then my barber cut some lines in it. I was like, I'm just gonna rock this hair.
Nice.
You can always go back to a normal color, but sometimes when you feel the worst, you gotta force yourself to have a little bit of fun.
You gotta get the matching ones in the eyebrows as well.
I know, right?
Yeah, come on, you got to accessorize, and we get a couple of tattoos. Maybe go full punk, full sort of go full hipster, mate.
Exactly.
So I noticed you've got the Prince Harry autobiographies right over his shoulder. Look.
Oh,
yeah, throw those in the bin, mate. We don't want to see them.
Yeah, we don't want to see them.
Yeah.
We don't want to see them. Sorry about that.
Brent, I know you're probably getting some really funny stares, but I wanted to, because like Derek said, he said, I really like this idea of having somebody on the show, and then, when they do the show, following up and getting their kind of update, and it's nice, because that's the first thing I'm thinking, I wonder how it went with Brent. I wonder how it went with Eric. I wonder what the heck with this guy. So it's nice to kind of get you guys on, like sort of like a condensed interview and just kind of get your take. And also, have you thought about your next step yet, or are you just thinking about?
I don't know. Honestly, Autumn's going to compete in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I'm probably done for this competitive year. Just because if I'm going to continue to compete, which I think I am, there's some improvements that need to be made. And, I came and I brought the look that I wanted to bring. It's just kind of like, why just keep going? Why not just, if you're going to keep doing this, get better, So, and I want to be there fully for her because she's there fully for me. So we do this thing together, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be there fully for her in 2 weeks and not like be a space cadet and not be able to focus on her. So so I think I'm gonna be done, just do my one show per year like I have the last 2 years, and then just kind of try to make some improvements. And if I make the correct improvements and feel like I can be even more competitive, then I'll come back. And if not, then I'm just kind of in a space right now where I just want to go back and enjoy lifting weights and kind of be out of the contest phase, because if I hadn't have done as well as I did at New York with the look that we brought, then it probably would have eaten at me a little bit more. But like, I felt like I couldn't have been any better, like for my physique. So if I already accomplished that, it's kind of silly just to keep going, at least in my estimation.
Well, you jumped into a bigger pond with this show.
Yeah.
You could have tactically chosen a show where you thought, okay, I could probably make top 5, maybe even top 3, maybe even win this one. But you went into the New York Pro. Because the thing is, yes, there wasn't some of the big name, but to me, that makes it more, not just exciting, but it makes it more kind of surprising, because you had guys like Stu Sutherland, Joseph, from Czech, a lot of new faces that, you're going up, no one knows how good they are. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So,
and people don't realize
it's more of a risk.
Too, like,
it's more of a risk.
Tonio, who won, beat Sergio, and he beat Sean Clarita to win the Legions. You know what I mean? Like, he's a freak. Like, he's next level. You know what I mean? Like, he is the real deal. And I think, you know, if he continues to put on some size, like within the next little bit, he's going to do some damage at the Olympia. Like, I don't see how he could not, because his shape and his structure and just the freak factor is just, I mean, I don't think he can be denied too much longer.
I think it's like they took the DNA from Dexter Jackson, Phil Heath, and Kai Green and stuck it all together.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And he's a pretty humble guy. I don't think he realizes how good he can be. You know what I mean? He seems like a really, really upstanding guy. So those are the kind of guys I like to root for.
Yeah. And do you know what? It's nice to see people like yourself and like people like Tony and other guys coming back improved. Do you know what I mean? Because there's nothing more exciting as a bodybuilding fan to see those first pictures. Like, as soon as I saw the pictures, I was like, yes. You know, when I saw the improvement, because like you can look at a nicely a well-selected picture you've put on Instagram that you've maybe taken 50 of, and it's a good angle, good lighting. You've just pumped that body part, but we don't know whether that's going to actually translate to you looking better than you did last year by the time you hit the stage.
Reel. Yeah, Instagram's a highlight reel for everything.
Exactly. But you did.
People aren't going to put a picture of you picking your nose and, you know, like with, you could take 50 shots and you choose the best one and the best lighting, and you know it is what it is. You know, we all do the same thing, so it doesn't make it wrong. But you're right. Like, how does it translate to real time, real life judging?
Yeah. Well, you did your job, mate, and that's all you can do. And like I said, you know, you're obviously now going to support Autumn for the Toronto Pro in 2 weeks, and I really like.
She's not doing Toronto; she's doing the Omaha.
Okay.
We were going to do Toronto when I thought that I was going to compete, but then we thought that was a very bad decision, because considering how much I needed her this weekend, I couldn't imagine doing a show at the same time together unless we had like people helping us. So Omaha's about like a 5-hour drive from Illinois, so we're just going to drive down there, and she's going to do that show. And Jack and Antitone put on a good show, so we're going to do that, and then just enjoy life, man. Just enjoy life and enjoy the process, and just see what comes our way.
It's your job to go cook rice at 3 a.m. and be shouted at when, you know, when my abs faded. I think my ab's still there. My ab's still there.
Yeah, apply tan, be an oil boy.
Wow.
You know, just give her pep talks when she needs them.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we've all been there, mate.
But at least I'll be able to do it with a little bit more food in my hand.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I won't have to be like death dieting and like giving her the stink eye, because I really don't want to put tan on her back because I'm tired.
All right then, Brett. Well, like I said, thank you so much for coming on this last minute thing. But it's really, really good to catch up, mate.
Fun.
And
it's always a pleasure, guys. Anytime you want to, you know, chat it up and talk about bodybuilding, I'm game. So just let me know.
Well, chatting about bodybuilding's kind of our thing, isn't it, Derek?
Yeah, it's our thing, man. So yeah, pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, cool. All right, mate. Well, your legs must be killing because he's crouched down. My legs, my arse cheeks would be going dead right now. So, right, mate. I'll let you go, Brent. But thank you so much once again for coming to MD Globe Muscle, and like I said, all the best for Omaha, mate.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Take care then, mate.
Care. God bless. Bye.
All right.
And we are joined, I know we had him last week, but we are joined by the new classic New York Pro champion, Michael DeBull. Yes!
Giles, it's always a pleasure to be on your channel, man. Thank you for inviting me again, and thank you for having me on.
Michael, like I said, I just said to you before we started recording, we had you on last week, but for some reason, because you've won, you know, the third biggest show in the world, everyone, like 10 times more people now want to hear what you've got to say. So I had to get you on for what we call a winner interview, mate. So first of all, you've won the New York Pro, mate, as you said you would. How do you feel, mate? How do you feel, mate?
Confident. It was a really tough show. It was a really nice show, and it feels amazing to win it. Man, like 2 of the major shows in the USA, Pittsburgh and New York, and to be able to pull the win from both shows, it feels amazing. Like, that's raised my standard, raised my like name, and it will make me like a good contender for the Olympia. And I was really happy with the shape I brought for both shows, so I'm happy with the shape. I need some stuff to work on. I got great feedback from the judges, so it's only going up from here.
Mate, now, like I said to you last week, like for me, your conditioning at Pittsburgh, even though it was probably the best condition up there, compared to what you've brought, as I call the double conditioning, that for me, you looked off compared to what you've been normally bringing. Because like I said, you're a victim of your own success because you bring such good condition, like at the Olympia last year, the Arnold's UK, the Dubai show. Like, and for this week, you actually got back to that, what I would consider like next level. No one is touching that conditioning, mate.
Yeah. The thing is, like, in New York, they did that registration at 8:30 p.m., and the show was starting at 8 a.m. So I had only 2 meals of carbs, and I was like sucking the weight down very hard to make weight. So when I made weight, I had only 2 meals of carbs in me, and then straight to the show. So I was flat and I was really shredded. Like we didn't push the fullness as much as we focus on the lines, because we knew like we going to be a little bit flat, but we wanted this flat to be very shredded. And this is what we did in New York, and people loved it. And for the final, I was able to eat 4 more meals, and I was coming like harder and fuller, which is worked. So we like, this shows me and Patrick taught us how to peak properly, and now like we just learning every show to get the perfection for the Olympia.
I think I didn't realize the difference. Like when you posted that picture from the Olympia last year, obviously the 2022 Olympia, compared to how you look at Pittsburgh, I mean, it looks completely different. But I think even for the New York Pro yesterday, I think you managed to duplicate the condition from the Olympia and the Arnold UK. But for me, especially in your readable bicep, your front relaxed, you've definitely brought a fuller look for this season.
Yeah. This year, my body was fresh, and I improved my back. I worked on my back a lot, and it showed up on every pose I did in these 2 shows. So my main focus, as I said, I trained less legs and I did more back. So our focus since the Olympia was to build up the back, which is showed up on Pittsburgh and New York. Even when I came a little bit flat in New York and very shredded, it's still the improvement was showing up on the stage, which has made us really happy that we can still improve as well, and we can bring the upper chest up and more details to the back. So we have time, 6 months now from here, like to bring a better package to the Olympia.
I think last year, because I mean, obviously your condition was absolutely incredible. You know, your symmetry's good, but for me, front and the back, you looked incredible because you're very wide. You got nice wide shoulders, nice small waist. You know, incredible separation. I mean, incredible. But for me, like last year, when you turned to the side, I think you lacked. I think it wasn't even muscle. It was fullness. It was density. And now this year, when you turn to the side in your side shots, your chest, your shoulders, you look more complete now. So was it a case of coming in kind of like fuller, or did you actually put muscle on in those areas?
Both.
Right.
We actually downsized our legs. And honestly, like last year, the feedback from the judges, they said my legs are overpowering my upper body. So we start training legs only once every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Once every 2 weeks, and I start training more chest, more back, and like more shoulders, and that made the symmetry of my body like to match up. Like my upper body improved more than my legs, which is we tried to stop training legs, but I don't see it downsized. When I look at the picture between the Olympia and Pittsburgh, I see the same size of my legs, even we trained it less. But it really worked. Like I'm more full in the upper body, maybe because I was training it more. We definitely put some muscles, and the fullness played a big part. Like at the Olympia, I was really tired and exhausted, and my body was just not responding. So now when we are fresh The fullness is easy to catch because my body is just like when I carb up with 400 grams of carbs, I blew up. But in the Olympia, we pushed almost 2,000 grams of carbs. And nothing happened.
Oh, nothing happened. Your body was that depleted.
Yeah. So just this year, like when I'm fresh, I build up a little bit of muscles, and the fullness played a big part of showing my physique this time.
Thing is, I mean, you had, like, from the Olympia, it was December, you've only had, like 5 months to really make improvements. There's only so much improvements you can make in a short space of time. And like I said, your conditioning is, like, you really can't get better conditioning than what you brought to the Olympia.
No.
But, you know, your aesthetics, fantastic. Your posing, your presentation's fantastic. But by bringing up that chest and back area, you now have, like, near flawless symmetry.
Yeah, I just need a little bit of upper chest and probably a deeper lines on the lower lats. That's what I need to define my lower lats and like upper chest. And I think I will have a complete package of Michael DePaul, what he can do, be his best at this weight limit.
Yeah. I think because I mean now you're like your top 10, like I said, in that unbelievable Olympia. But I think now you're really moving up into top 5, top 3 conversation and really challenging. Honestly, I shouldn't say this, but I wrote in next issue of MD, I actually said I could very much visualize that final call at the Olympia between you and Bumstead, mate.
Oh, that's really strong bet.
Spoiler alert! I'm not supposed to say that because it hasn't come out yet. I've literally just submitted it.
This is very strong bet, but I take it, man. I'm really confident that this year I will be in the first call out 100%. I made the improvement that they need. And I won 2 major shows, and there is only few people who can beat me now, and I know I can beat some of them. So I'm really excited and motivated to the Olympia because I know I will be in the first call out. Yeah. I would like to see myself looking as full as a shredded next to those guys, how it will look. I think I can be in the conversation of the top 5 Olympia this year and hopefully standing next to Chris Bumstead, man. I'm looking forward to this.
Thing is, mate, I mean, like now, like those first call-out guys, that you know, like Urs and Ramon and stuff, those are the guys, like, how I feel you now are difficult to fault. Like last year, I could have said, yeah, from the side, he's lacking a bit of kind of density in the chest and the back. He kind of, you know, like wide, but turns to the side.
My lats were small. My chest was flat. My arms wasn't popping.
Yeah.
And even my hamstring wasn't dropping that much. So this fullness and what we put some size on me, that made me interesting to compare to the top 5 Olympia guys. And like, it's really interesting conversation now, like, and it's open. Like, you can't deny it. I know I'm there now, and I know I can challenge them.
So what was the difference in body weight between Pittsburgh and New York, mate?
Same body weight.
Oh, really?
Kilos. Yeah,
really?
Because I'm on the limit. I make weight. Like, in Pittsburgh, we had more time to carb up, so I stepped on, like, I made weight at 94, but I stepped on stage 96.5, so 2.5 kilo over the limit.
Okay.
But in Pittsburgh, we didn't have in New York, we didn't have enough time, so we carved up on only 2 meals. So I stepped on stage at 95 kilos.
It was a better look, though, mate. It was a better look.
Yeah.
I mean, like Pittsburgh. Like I said, to put most people, they'd be like, "Wow, look at his condition." But I'm like, no, that's him. That's him a week out. That's not him at 100%. Trust me. Wait till you see what he brings in New York.
Yeah.
And you did. And you did.
I liked more New York look. Like I love being shredded, man. I love being like
no shit.
Like,
no shit.
Yeah. So like the coach said, we can be fuller, but lines it defined you. So let's bring the lines and focus on that because we don't have enough time to get the fullness as much as we need it. And I love the look. Like if you tell me choose between Pittsburgh and New York, I will 100% choose a New York look, which is I was lighter.
Yeah. Is Patrick happy?
Very happy. I actually I can't thank him enough, man. He was stressed for all this 2 weeks. He was like, because he wake up like at 8 a.m. and he's 5 hours earlier than me. Like when I wake up at 6 a.m. here, it's 12 p.m. in Europe time.
Yeah.
So he was always stressed out. He can't wait until I wake up so he can get the chicken picture. So every day I wake up, someone like Patrick Tour sending me a message. Hey, how are you? Send me update now. I told him I'm still sleeping, God. Just wait. He was so stressed out because this prep was very difficult on both of us. He put a lot of energy like on me, and he pushed me really hard. So he wanted to see results, and he doesn't want to break it. And he was scared, like Michael's oversleeping, Michael's doing something, and I was like, calm down, coach. I'm just sleeping. I'm really sleepy. I just want to sleep more. Yeah, so he was really like working hard on me, and I really appreciate every second he gave me. He treated me like his own child, man, his own family. Like, I never felt like this loved from someone like Patrick Tour. He's really a great coach, a great human being. I can't thank him enough.
He's awesome, isn't he? Actually, I thought about Patrick when was it him or you posted that rear relaxed when you had your tan done? You were in the tanning tent.
Yeah.
Was it you?
It's Patrick.
Yeah, because I know if he posts a certain picture, it's a picture he's gone, and I know that he's going to be happy with because he's the one posting it.
Yes. He always like when he posts something, he's really happy with the shape. Like when I done the tan, he was pushing me to get 3 coats on the tan. He said, get as fucking dark as possible, and get me some shots on the tanny because I want to see how your shredded glutes are now. So I sent him the shots, and like 5 minutes later, it's posted. It's posted on Instagram without replying to me. So I knew he's very happy because he didn't take the time to reply. He just went to post it straight away.
So was it the lighting or was your tan absolutely? Because your tan and your sheen, I was thinking, okay, his tan's always good, his colour's always good, because that's important, mate. And the sheen's important, especially when you work so hard for your condition. I've seen guys really bugger it up by not, do you know what I mean? Was it the lighting or was it just the fact that you absolutely nailed your colour? Because I've never seen it that good.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, my colour was very, very light, and I was very upset with the tan.
Like a yellow, wasn't it?
In New York, because I had already one coat from the show before, 1 week before, so I still dark. And I got 2 base coats, and then when I went to the main coat, I had 3. So I got darker and darker and darker. It suited me more.
Nice.
In Pittsburgh, I had only 1 coat, only in the morning of the show. So it was not enough to make me dark. It made me look washed out. So I think I nailed the color in New York, which has helped me to show the details more. And the lighting in New York is very, very good. It was excellent lighting. One of the best lighting I've ever seen in my life.
Was it a new venue?
Yes, a new venue.
Yeah, no, because I saw pictures of Kerith. They were first ones coming out on the group chat. And I was like, wow. I said, this is the best Kerith I've ever seen. I said, it's really highlighting everything. You know, there was no shadows. It was really, really highlighting the guys like yourself and Kerith that had really done the work.
Yeah, the lighting of New York was the best I have ever seen. Like, this is one of the best lighting on any stage I stepped on. Hands down to anyone who worked on New York Pro to make this lighting. It's really amazing, and it should be considered as the main lighting in any show. And
no bullshit flashing LED backgrounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, mate, now like I said, you've won shows. I mean, any show you win is good. You know, you've won the Arnold UK, you've won the Dubai, you've been in the Olympia, you've been top 10. Do you feel now that you've kind of not just, won the New York Pro? Do you feel like you're on a different level now?
Yeah. Mentally, I feel different. I feel I leveled up. Physically, I feel I leveled up. Like, and even in my mind, I feel I leveled up, that my confidence went high.
Yeah.
Because of winning 2 major shows and showing up a great physique, being like showing up the best of me, and I still have time to improve. That increased my confidence. That made me know, like, okay, I can make it to the top 5 this year, and I can do some damage on the Olympia stage. So I'm very confident and excited to be on the stage, man, there.
Good. There's something about, like when Samson won the Arnold, there's something about when you speak to them afterwards, it gives them not just confidence, but it gives them real kind of motivation. Like, now I know that you're going to be top 5 at the Olympia. I see it, like you said last week, you're like, no, I'm going to win New York. I'm going up against the same guys. I knew that you were at like 95% for Pittsburgh, and I knew that you and Patrick would bring 100% for New York, and you did exactly what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, we did it. We get the job done. We won 2 major shows, and as I said, like, we just getting better from now, and hopefully it will work out to be the best at the Olympia, to bring it there and probably be top 3 with Chris Thompson. Yeah, man, I love it. Like, it's really exciting. It's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to that moment, to step on stage again. And I really want to do more shows, but Patrick, he said, calm down. Sorry. He said, just calm down and just don't do it. We don't want to do anything else. Now rest. Yeah. And we will focus on the Olympia because you will do damage this year. Good. And I said, okay, let's get the job done. Good.
And you beat some bloody, because I thought Alexander, I knew he'd be a threat. Alexander with the W, Westerheit, I forget his name, Alexander. He's really good.
He's really good. He's a German guy.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I was really impressed with the Brazilian guy. He's really huge. He's massive.
Junior.
Yeah, he's really massive.
Side
he
chest.
brings a good condition.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, I can beat him, like, my separation and like the shape of my physique, I think it's a little bit better than his. So I knew I got him. Even in the last 3-man call out, when they called us, they left me on the side. They didn't put me in the middle. I still had confidence I won the show. They're comparing second and third, like they don't have him. They don't have him winning, because I was very confident he can't beat me. What I brought to New York, it's way better than Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I know this physique, it cannot be beaten this time, because there is not anyone who's on that lineup. I thought he better than me. If Urs was there or Ramon there, okay, maybe we can have a different conversation. But the people who showed up, like, I thought I was ahead of them. Without disrespect to any one of them, they have a great and amazing physique. I was really impressed with all of them, but I worked my ass off just to pull this win, man. I wanted this one really hard, and I get it.
I think Steve was messing with you, because Steve is the one that normally, when he's telling the other judges, subconsciously, this is who I want to win. I think he left you there, maybe just sort of mess with you a little bit. I think he thought, yeah. That was sneaky.
Like,
that was sneaky.
Trust me, after the bridge, I was nervous. I texted Patrick. I texted Patrick. I said to him, they left me on the side. I might be second. He said, there is no fucking way.
I can hear him now.
I swear. Yeah. He said it that way. He said, there is no fucking way. It's light out. He said, it's not even close. He said, it's not even close. It's impossible. Tell him, but they left me on the side last call out. I'm sure I might be second. He said, they just messing with you. Relax, calm down. You're winning the show. Yeah. He said, the Pittsburgh Pro, I told you it's close between you and Eric because your color wasn't on point and your posing was a little bit terrible. He said, now in New York, you fix your color. Your posing is perfect. And it's not even close. And I'm telling you, because after Pittsburgh, he said, I'm worried. It looks close because of your color. But in New York, he was like closing eyes, confident. You won this show. He just started telling me, don't think it's done. He said, it's done. It's like, there's no way you can lose this show. And I still was calling him like, but coach, they left me on the side. He said,
nope. Thing is, for a coach to be that confident, to see what he's seeing, that's because he knows that you've both absolutely nailed it, and every single box has been ticked. Your color, your sheen, your condition, the physique you brought compared to last week or even the last year. He knows that you've brought the best package that literally is the best version of you that you could have brought that day.
Yeah, up to this day, it was the best package we brought. I agree. So we pulled the win, and he knew, like, he was very confident that no one on that stage is touching Michael. So he was very confident I'm winning the show. Even me, I had my doubts, but I still believed in my coach, what he says. He always right. Nice. Patrick is always right. So I told him, okay, coach, I will calm down. So I just laid down, got my meals in, waited for the final, and I waited just to get the trophy again.
And you kept the title in the UK, mate.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm bringing it home. It's coming home tomorrow. It's flying home with me tomorrow.
Fantastic. What's the plans for today, mate? Because when you messaged me and you said I'm home, and I was like, you can't be home in bloody UK already. You know, I mean,
No,
that'd be pretty impressive.
I'm in the house here in New York. Like, well, we woke up a bit late at 8 a.m. But I run on empty stomach to do some legs. Like, I haven't trained legs for a week now. So on empty stomach, I did some legs because I gotta eat after. I gotta eat some British food now. Today I wanna eat and enjoy, man.
What's first, mate? What's first on the menu? Because you're in New York, mate, and you're gonna have some New York pizza, mate.
Pancake first. I like pancake and French toast. We're going to have a breakfast, a heavy one, and then rest a little bit, digest, and then have a pizza.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes.
Rest a little bit, and then maybe have another like American meal. I probably a burger. Like today, there is 3 sheets between the time.
Planned it all out.
So eat, walk, digest, eat again, walk, digest. Eat again. So there's 3 cheat meals today coming in, but tomorrow I'm back on track.
Sounds like a plan. You know, I went to New York after my very first show when I won it, and I flew straight to New York, and I was eating that much crap. My vision went. I couldn't read anything. I couldn't read like signs. I couldn't read like menus. Like I was eating that much rubbish because you're in New York and there's just hot dog stands and there's pizza.
Unbelievable. The food here. Unbelievable. It looks insane. We don't have that much like food born in the UK. We don't have it. It's crazy. I love it. Like that's why today I just want to eat and try everything in New York. Good. Because I know I'm flying tomorrow and I'm back on my track tomorrow. I need like to do a clean refeed, a clean repound. I don't want to like mess up like after the Olympia because I messed it up big time after the Olympia, but I still was able to improve. But this time I will keep it tight and like I will slowly increase my calories. But today is the day to enjoy and forget about anything called bodybuilding because I just done my session. Just live like a normal human being and eat like an animal.
I think we need to leave it there. Mate, honestly, it's well deserved. I mean, you know, no one will begrudge you even more than a day of eating what you want. But just want to say congratulations, mate. That's a really, really, you know, like I said, that's a real step up for you. And like I said last week, you know, the British athletes now are just, you know, like with Samson now and people like yourself, you're all moving forward, you're all moving up. And it's really, really good to see. And I think it's really, it's causing a lot of positivity for bodybuilding here in the UK and Europe, I think, as well. So, you know, big congratulations, mate. And you must be very proud.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And really appreciate having me on your channel again. And man, I'm looking forward after the Olympia. I want to have this call with you after the Olympia when I'm on the top 3.
Yeah. You just got to stop winning and I'll stop getting you on. That's the thing. But yeah, right, mate. You and Petra both enjoy your day in New York. And hello. Hello. Lauren's there. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Cheers.
Hello.
Oh, Lauren, hello.
Lauren.
I didn't know you are there.
Yeah, Derek's running late, so she jumped in the hot seat to bail us out.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
No worries.
She will get fat soon. We're going to eat pancakes.
Yeah, you'll see them tomorrow. They'll have big fat heads tomorrow for all the pancakes and pizzas.
Yeah, send pictures.
Yeah,
But we miss you here. We miss you here. And honestly, Lauren, you miss, oh my God, Cheesecake Factory.
Oh,
Honestly.
Cheesecake Factory. I like it, yeah. They nice omelets.
Guys,
Nice
we
omelets.
ordered so many like dishes. I was like, first when I hear it, what they ordering, I was like, are you okay, guys? We can't make it. We finish everything. You know. Honestly.
Anyway, man, thank you for having me on, and we will send you some picture of the food.
He's itching. He's thinking about food now.
You can feel jealous a little bit.
Cool. All right, then, mate. I'll let you go. Have a wonderful day in New York, and like I said, we'll speak to you very, very soon, and I'll definitely see you in the Olympia as well.
See you soon. Thank you, man.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Okay, guys, bit of a New York Pro. It's not even a live stream view because we don't actually have the live stream on, but we're going to go to a couple of the accounts, Bodybuilders Without Borders, and Gilco Productions, basically because they've got the best of the high quality footage and videos and photos. So we're just basically just going to pull out a few of the highlights. And myself, main man Derek Clark in the house. Click
in the
yourself,
house
Derek.
again. Hello, everybody.
Yay! Hey,
Back
Derek.
in the house. Yeah.
Derek, I know we'll talk about this in hot news, mate, because we're filming this afterwards. But you're getting a bit of a fan club, mate. You're getting
Am I?
you're getting people asking about you and people.
Oh, well, I'm well. Thank you for asking.
You're getting laptops.
I'm building up a fan club, am I?
Yeah, you're getting some love, mate. You're getting some love because people are liking your opinions. And thing is, obviously you're a bodybuilder. You're a huge bodybuilding fan. And it's and you've got good insights, So great to have you on board as always, Derek.
Pleasure.
So anyway, quickly, we've got 50 minutes because we have one of our guests on I'm just checking my phone now, in 17 minutes time. So we're going to do a very, very quick rundown of basically the New York Pro, which is an absolutely fantastic show. And according to Kerith, it wasn't a new venue. It was a venue they've used in the past because I really like the lighting at this event.
Yeah.
I thought it was absolutely amazing. As soon as I started seeing the pictures pictures coming from Ron MD online editor, Ron Harris, who was at the show, second row. I was like, wow, he was incredible lighting because he
was only just filming it with his phone, wasn't he?
Same here, iPhone 14.
iPhone 14.
Incredible. So, I was really happy, and also no distracting backgrounds, which obviously, thing is though, it is tricky because the backgrounds is where you put all the sponsors.
Yes, sure.
And the sponsors are what really pays for the events,
That's
what pays
right.
for the prize money.
They have to be there. They have to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a sponsor and say, sorry, we don't want to ruin the pictures for the bodybuilders and they won't look as good, so we're not going to put you anywhere visible. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not
So,
work, is it?
anyway, we're very pushed for time, Derek, so we're going to get straight into it. Also, like I said, this is separate from Hot News. It's like a little bonus segment for MD Globe Muscle. So we're going to quickly go into the Open Men's. The top two is exactly as we predicted.
Yep.
So we had Tonio Burton, the winner, is something Predator they call him or something, because obviously he's a bit of a. Do you see the Kai Green, Dexter Jackson kind of hybrid love child?
Yep, definitely there.
So so that was a predicted win. Also, Stu Sutherland, absolutely fantastic, and believe it or not, it wasn't actually his pro debut. He actually competed last year in the Tampa. He took 7th, and I don't remember this guy at all. As soon as his pictures started coming up and we featured him in Hot News, I think it was last year, to me, he was a new face. He was a newcomer. But he's not. So he has, but obviously shows you the improvements he's made in the last year was so significant and so dramatic.
Bumped him up on it.
Yeah, everyone's talking about him.
Yep.
Everyone's talking about him. So, and if you go to the MD Global Muscle Instagram, every prediction I put on there was true. So the top two, Beef Stew, Stu Sutherland and Tonio Burton. Eric Wood, we had on last week. Remember Eric?
That's right. Yeah, Eric.
I said he will be first call out and make top 5. He was first call out and took 5th.
Oh,
Yes!
well done, Eric.
Yes, thank you. Don't make me look like a dick. So, and also, what was the other one? Oh, Michael DeBull. I said Michael DeBull will win the Classic at the New York Pro.
Yeah,
who we also had on last week and
That's
this
right.
episode.
Yep.
So I was over the moon with that because, like I said, you make these bold predictions, and when they get proved right, it's it's reassuring. So I'm safe for another week. So, and also this guy on the left, Derek, this guy here, this big guy here, God, he is massive compared to. Look at it. I know he's stepping forward, but he's the biggest there.
He is.
That's a guy called Joe Seaman, a Canadian bodybuilder. We will be getting him on next week. I've already spoke to him.
Wow.
Derek, he's really, really cool guy. He's turned pro a few years, 2019 I think he turned pro, and then he took 4th. He's one of these guys that got his pro card and then competed on the pros the next day.
How tall is he?
I don't know actually.
He looks like he's towering over everybody there.
Yeah, but he's is he stepping forward or look at the line, the red line. He's pretty much on the red line, isn't he? Look, hang on, I'll zoom in. Hang on, I like doing these fine little details here. Yeah, no, he's pretty much.
On the line.
Yeah.
He's definitely tall.
He's about. I'm sure he's in like the 260s. Oof. Derek, you can ask him next week.
But,
Yeah. So and also Joseph, this guy on the right, the Czech guy. I don't know whether you remember him from a few weeks ago. He did the Arnold Brazil. This is the Czech guy with the Viking beard.
Yeah.
He was 3rd. So that's really good for a European bodybuilder going over there and getting, relative unknown. But he really held his own. I mean, top 3 in a show like this is absolutely fantastic.
Good condition, everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's Eric Wood on the right, Derek. This guy
Yeah.
here. This guy here looks absolutely amazing. Tonio's come up from the 212.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, he's come up for the 212, but he's obviously now winning open shows. So he's won the New York Pro now. Very, like I said, for me, he reminds me of Dexter Jackson. I'll show you some more pictures, Derek, and you can hang on these. Let's go. Let's have a look. Okay, there you are. Ooh. Yeah, his quads are bigger. His quads are bigger than last year. I did see Tonio at the Olympia. He didn't place top 15, but there was 30 guys in it.
That smile looks a bit like Phil Heath.
Phil Heath? Do you think it looks like Phil Heath?
Yeah, with that smile what he's got on his face there.
Think so?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
So we've got a bit of DNA from Phil Heath, Dexter Jackson, and Kai Green. So, and look, I think, has he got 8 abs there? Is that 8 or 10? Or is that his ribs?
Definitely got a good 8, hasn't he?
Yeah, good 8. So yeah, he's very long waisted. He's kind of similar structure to Dexter. You know, the long waist, the wide shoulders, the big flaring quads. But here's a guy, you know, really, really on the up now. So let's have a look. So, I've just knocked it off. Sorry, 1 second. There you go. So that was the top 5, the top 6. Yeah. So we have Tonio Burton there in the top left. Stu Sutherland. Everyone thought he was going to cut his hair, and he didn't. Do you like his hair?
No, not really.
No. Everyone thought. Some people thought it was a wig.
Well, you know something? I did.
Did you?
I thought it was. I thought it was a wig.
Did you?
But it's not, is it? It's his real hair.
I tell you what, though, I like his physique. I mean, that frontal bicep, everything's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I like Joseph, what's his go? Joseph Kvet. Joseph Kvet, I don't know how you say that, from Czech. I am going to be getting him on Global. Sorry, we are. Because I spoke to him a few weeks ago when he'd done the Arnold Brazil. What did he get the Arnold Brazil? I think it was 4th. In fact, Jen, when she was watching the live stream, she thought he'd actually won it at one point in the prejudging.
Right, okay.
He was impressing that much.
Yeah.
And he's like I said, one of these guys that you don't know whether he's going to look good in pictures and then get on stage and you're going to be able to pick him apart, you know?
Yeah.
You know, but he did. He looked really, really good. In fact, he probably looked more impressive on stage, even more so than he did in the pictures. Joe Seaman, you said it there. Absolutely, size-wise, dwarfing everyone, you know. He's a big guy, but like I said, we will be getting him on next week and next week's Global Muscle. Tried to get him on this episode. There's Eric Wood, a fantastic pro debut there, prepped by Patrick Tour, top 5. Who's this guy here? I don't know who this guy is. I'm not sure who this guy is here. We'll have to find out later. And what else? So that's all the pictures on there. Yeah. So fantastic open class. I still haven't seen much of the other divisions in terms of placings. Here's Michael DeBull we had in this episode. He was much sharper than he was at the Pittsburgh, although he said he was the same body weight. He just peaked perfectly. You know, fuller. I think because he was fuller. Yeah. And then he comes in drier, it balances itself out. Yeah. You know, so he was 94 kilos, yeah?
Wow.
94 kilos. I mean, like, you know, the conditions just incredible. They are. But I tell you what, look at that top 3. That's a top 3 classic. This was the Brazilian guy, Junior, on the left. That's a weird name, Junior. How do you say that? Is that Brazilian? I mean, Portuguese or?
Something like that, isn't it?
How would you say that? Junior Jaworski. And then you had Alexander Westermeyer. I believe this guy is German. I think he's German. He won Pittsburgh last year. But I tell you what, this whole top 3 was very, very close. They did move them around a lot. In fact, Junior was in the middle, as Michael said in the interview. He was in the middle at one point. So it was very, very, you know.
It was close, wasn't it?
Yeah. Thing is, the classic guys. But I think Michael has filled his chest out. Yeah, look, I know it's there. Now he's filled his chest out, he looks more in balance because he's kind of like a ruler, wide, and he turned to the side and he didn't have much density, you know? Do you remember Chris Wall?
Yes.
Class 1. He was like that, really wide.
Yeah, but and he turned to the side and he sort of like disappeared, didn't he?
Lacks depth.
Yeah.
Lacks depth. So, but, you know, he looks very, very good there. And I like this. That's kind of his new signature pose, that one now, where he puts his hands out.
Yeah.
I used to have one similar, where I put my hands down.
Oh, okay.
In my posing routines. So, oh God, if Classic had been around, man, when I was at my peak, I think I'd have been top 6 British.
You reckon?
Yeah, I would have. At my absolute peak, I think, you put those best pictures next to at the time. I think I'd have done all right. Oh well, missed my chance. So I peaked too early.
Yeah.
Make a comeback in the classic Masters. So so big congratulations there to Michael de Bull. Absolutely incredible. He's won the Dubai show, Dubai Pro. He's won the Arnold UK twice. He won Pittsburgh, obviously, for the J.M. Mannion show last week. And now he's won the New York Pro. And he was 10th in Olympia. So he will move up to top 5 this year. Yeah. I think he's just improving at such a rate. And like I said to him in the interview, when these guys get a big win, it gives them a surge of confidence and motivation.
Yeah.
Like look at Samson.
That's right. Yeah.
Samson's improvements aren't going to slow down now he's won the Arnold Classic.
No chance. Nowhere.
I mean,
Nowhere.
you're just blown away by Samson.
I'm blown away, but from last year to this year, and the pictures just immense. Right, what a transformation is really knuckle down and
Derek.
Yeah,
I'm going to push you, mate.
Go for it.
The rematch we all want to see. I put this in my column. The rematch we all want to see.
Oh, that's Nathan, is it? Nathan and Samson.
I'm sorry, it's the elephant in the room. Nathan versus Samson. Who's winning? Oh, it's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But I still think Samson's got the edge.
9 pro wins. Samson's only got 2.
Nathan's got a good track record. Definitely got a good track record. And normally I would vote for the shorter guy, being a short man myself.
Hang on. Because Nathan's not that. He's 5'9".
No, he's not.
He's 5'9".
Is he 5'9"?
I've asked him. Yeah, I've asked him, and I've stood next to him. He's not short. I mean, 5'9's not short.
Oh,
He's tall. He's taller than you.
Well, he's taller than me because I'm only 5'6".
Samson's 6 foot.
Yeah, so Samson's a big dude.
So, but I tell you what, I mean,
And he's filling out nicely.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, in that year and a half, or the year that Nathan was out, Samson made unbelievable improvements.
That's
November 2021, 270.
Yeah.
Arnold Classic, 297.
Yeah.
27 pounds, and he's harder, and his physique is. I mean, you can't even compare the Samson that won.
No.
The Samson that won Pro Show number 2, the Arnold Classic. You can't even compare that to the one that won the EVLS Prague show in November 2021. No. It's a totally different animal.
Of course it is. It made some crazy gains in that year.
Are you switching to yourself, Dave?
Nope.
You're too busy.
I'm just looking at the pictures.
Too busy thinking about Nathan and Nathan versus Samson. But I tell you what, all us bodybuilding fans want to see that rematch.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because they are. People can't forget how bloody good Nathan is.
No, Nathan is good. Don't get me wrong. He is good. I mean, his track record proves it.
God, it's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah,
7th in Olympia, 2017. I mean, I had him 5th. I had him beating Sean Roden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's quickly get back into the New York Pro because we've actually got no time left. I think we'll actually have to continue this in hot news. We'll have to finish this in hot news because, like I said, I was naive of me to think that we could cover all this in 20 minutes. So anyway, right, I think we better get ready for Tony O'Burton because actually, even though you've watched the interview already, he is in this order. So we got to interview him quickly. We can't be late for the champ.
Yeah.
So I'll show one more picture or video, and there's your friend. Oh, his photos. Well. What are videos? Right, okay. So there's the 212. There's Kerith in the center. This is that guy, Miguel, that I've been speaking to today. 33-year-old. I don't even know where he's from, actually. I didn't even ask. Prepped by Patrick Tuur. He was second, and he's the one who said, if I didn't do well in this show, I was going to stop competing. And I said, what, for the season or the year? And he said, completely. So if he didn't do well in this show,
you're going to stop.
He was going to call it a day. I mean, that
would have been a big loss.
Yeah, it would.
Big loss.
I mean, to the best of my knowledge, because we are going to be getting him on MD Globe Muscle. This is his first show, I believe. I think this was I'm sure this was his pro debut. First time I've ever seen him anyway, and he was super impressive. So Jason Hebert there in third. So anyway, sorry guys, we're gonna have to continue this in hot news. So we'll be right back after the break. So it's not a break, it's a transition. So check us out, and we'll be back right in a minute because we've got to interview Tony O'Burton. Okay, guys, welcome back to Season 5, Episode 32 of MD Globe Muscle Hot News. And of course, I'm joined by my main man, Derek Clark.
Here I am. in person himself.
He was asleep
in
10
the hot
minutes.
seat.
He was asleep 10 minutes
I
ago.
was dozing. It's a late one.
Well, the main thing is, Derek, we have the energy when it's needed.
That's it. That's what it is.
Yes.
We'll bring it to the table.
Derek, also, mate, I'm officially middle-aged.
Whoa. What does that mean?
Well, look out there.
Oh, the barbecue.
Yeah, I think that's when you accept that you're like proper middle-aged.
Yeah.
When you buy yourself a barbecue, and I mean, I didn't have a clue what I was doing yesterday, but you know what? I mean, you saw the chicken I made.
Yeah,
I,
it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, you got to get the right, because you can't. You use one bag of the charcoal things to get it cooked through, and then you shut the thing, and then the temperature goes up so it cooks through.
Right.
And then you have to get another bag and chuck it on and put it in the middle and get the flame so it's flame grilled.
All right. Is that how you do it?
Well,
I didn't even know
this week.
Never known one.
We've since called this the Tiger Technique, which is actually now is actually world famous. Are you clicking to yourself?
Well,
Yeah, you did it.
I have done.
Too enthralled by my barbecue, because obviously now I've done it for like 2 hours. I'm now an expert.
Oh, right.
All this bullshit about you need 10,000 hours of experience or knowledge or to be considered an expert in anything. Well, it's different for me. 2 hours, mate.
Well, it's edible, so
2 hours.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I tell you what. We'll talk about it now because I've actually forgotten to bring it up. Is obviously the big news as well. Some big news is Jamie the Giant.
oh yeah.
Obviously, he did a series of shows. This is Jamie Christian, the 6'5", one of the tallest pros in the world. Did a series of shows last year. Did Yamamoto. He did the All UK. I did a load of shows anyway. And then after Christmas, it looked like he was downsizing a bit. And then he said that he wasn't going to be doing any open shows. And it was like, okay, what is going on? And he had downsized a little bit, but still like £300, still bloody massive. And it turns out, in fact, you just put the camera on yourself and do a little song or something, and I'll bring it up because I was really happy to hear about this actually. So yeah, but basically, Derek, it all makes sense now. Mm-hmm. But he was doing this for a reason, and he was true to his word that he wasn't going to compete in the Open. I don't think he's going to compete in bodybuilding. Certainly for a number of years, yeah. But AKA the Giant, here we are. So, bollocks, clicked on the wrong thing. Hang on, do that again. AKA the Giant, AKA, it's very sensitive, this thing. And do you know what? I don't actually like the iPhone 14.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it. I prefer my iPhone 12. The buttons are too sensitive.
Oh, right. You can desensitize them.
No, it's just, I don't know. I'm not, it's normally, after 2 or 3 days, I kind of get used to it. I can't get used to this phone, mate. I can't get used to it. Yes, basically, Jamie the Giant, if you remember the Gladiators from the 90s, they relaunched it actually, I think it was about 10 years ago on Sky.
Yeah.
And apparently they stopped it, even though it was the number 1 rated show on Sky. They stopped it because apparently something to do with the rights.
Oh, right.
Because it was really successful. Because I used to know Daniel Singh, one of the Gladiators. He looks like Aquaman, with the beard.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Nice guy. Went down, did a video shoot with him at Temple Gym once with Anth Bales, the 212 Pro. Really nice guy. Does a bit of film work now, to film and TV work. But he was one of the Gladiators, and he told me, and he said, it was really successful, but whatever. It was very expensive to produce, but it made a lot of money. Now the BBC is bringing it back. And the reason Jamie the Giant's been saying all these things is because he is one of the new Gladiators. So check this. Look. Hey. Hang on, I can't zoom in now. Oh, we are. So the Gladiators, the original.
The Gladiators. Whoa.
Yeah. Do you want to hear a story?
Go for it.
When I was back in 1993, 94, on a Saturday night, I used to watch Gladiators in my bedroom. I was living in the pub, the 600-year-old pub I grew up in, the Robin Hood. And I used to watch Gladiators with my girlfriend in the room. And then what I would do is I'd wedge my exercise back up against the door. So if my dad came knocking or he tried barging in, he'd maybe think we were up to something. And actually on a Saturday night, I was taking anabolic steroids. I had a toilet bag. I was 17. I had a toilet bag and I had it stashed down the back of my wardrobe. And I had 10 shots of Sustanon, the Omnidrons, and I had 10 shots of Decker. And then on a Saturday night, I used to get so amped up, and well, literally amped up. Yeah, Decker amped. And I used to get so sort of like excited and think, looking at all the big muscular guys, and thinking, I want to be just
be like that.
I'm gonna be just like that. I'm
be
gonna,
like that.
I'm gonna inject some steroids and go training, do legs in Hereford tomorrow, and squat 400 pounds. So that's what I was doing on a Saturday night.
Saturday?
I was well, not every Saturday. It was only I had 10 shots of each.
Oh,
but
right,
I vividly remember. It's funny because my dad had tried the door sound. Dad, I'm a bit busy.
Yeah.
You know, nudge, nudge, wink, when he'd be like, oh, that's my boy. And really, obviously, I was, freaking needle hanging up my ass. So anyway, that's my triggered recollection of to do with Gladiators.
Wow.
But I used to love the Gladiators. Shadow.
Whoa.
He got rid of him, didn't they? Because he likes the Charlie.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Was it because of that?
Yeah. He was awesome. I mean, with the pugil sticks, my God, he was incredible.
It was best at it,
Who was your favourite Gladiator? Don't say Jet. Don't say Jet. She was hot.
Oh yeah, Jet was good.
She's still a very handsome woman, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because when you're a teenage boy, like you want to look like a lot of the guys, and you want to, all the girls you liked. That's why it was such a hit show. But it was so good. Do you remember Eunice, the one? Do you know Eunice? She was one of the female.
Yeah.
She was one of the winners, the overall winners. She became a stunt woman, and she did some of the stunts for one of the Star Wars films.
Is she?
And I remember Wesley Berry, 2 Scoops.
Wow.
Wesley Berry, 2 Scoops. I remember the names. This is like what? 19? It's like 30 years ago. 30 years ago.
A while ago.
But
it was a good show though.
It was good.
It was a really good show. Shadow with his eyes. It was his eyes.
Yeah. Well, you know why.
When you give me that stare. Well, probably so. Yeah.
Charlie's up, mate.
Oh my gosh.
Rumored.
Rumored. Anyway, we don't know for sure.
I think they made a big mistake getting rid of him.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Anyway, but so Jamie is now going to be a gladiator, and honestly, I was so. You know when you think someone's almost born to do something? Yeah. Because he has got that.
What is it? 6'5"?
6'5". Yeah, but the thing is, the height was probably working against him as a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Once you got over the novelty, when it came to actual judging and placings, that was working against him.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, it works for him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But he's been on TV already on Phil Schofield, and this morning he's been doing. Because thing is, he's had as a bodybuilder, and obviously with his his fan base and all the stuff he does on his stories and all the YouTube stuff and all the stuff he does with interviews, he's so used to being on camera. It's almost like he's done those years of training. Yeah. Whereas some of these other guys, they might be ex-sportsmen or what are the usual backgrounds? The bodybuilders, powerlifters, martial artists. He's kind of got all that screen because he's very good. I mean, he's very confident, and like I said, he's on camera every single day for the last God knows how many years.
Yeah, so he's used to it, isn't he?
Yeah, and also it keeps value with his sponsor Mutant, because obviously now he's probably more valuable than coming top 5 in the Arnold UK.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Television.
Yeah. So I'm over the moon for him. So I'm so happy that he got this, because, because he was already hitting body weights of like 350 pounds in the off season. 350 pounds. And people were saying, look, you're going to have to get to 400 pounds off season, really to kind of, and it's like, really, and the amount of food and the stuff he was doing to his body, really, he's got a wife and kids, and, really, was it from his point of view, was it smart to keep pushing the envelope that much to be as good a bodybuilder that he would need to be, the body weights he would need to be at, and what he would have to do to become? I mean, he's a fantastic bodybuilder anyway, So are we okay?
Yeah.
Nothing's frozen.
No.
Okay. So I was panicked when you look at the laptop. I was like, oh no, everything's gone wrong. It's crashed. Everything's crashed. No one's hearing my rants about steroid taking at 17. My dad thinks I'm, whatever, making his son proud. Anyway, I'm really digressing. We are, and we're gonna have to be very quick tonight because we are losing light fast. In fact, I think I might have to brighten me up one little one here. So, I'm going to have to do this a couple of times, guys. So it is what it is, because obviously we're filming at a funny time. But we're coming to the longest day of the year soon.
We are.
Yeah. Also, do you know what other day we're coming up to fast? Tiger's birthday.
Father's Day too.
Yeah.
Father's Day at church.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Celebrate Father's Day.
Cool. Yes. So what was I saying? Longest day, light. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to say big congratulations there to Jamie Christian. That is, I'm so happy for him. And thing is, I think he really. I think the next step for him after this, if there is a step in, because this could run for several years, and also he could do films and movies as well.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm going into that. I'm going into that films.
Are you?
Oh yeah, I think I could be a good film star.
You'd be a good Hulk.
Oh.
Oh, no, you'd be a good Thing. Not the hand thing out of the Addams Family. You're the Thing out of Fantastic Four? No? Why are you laughing?
I'll be a good dwarf.
Oh no, you're not short enough to be. No, you're 2 inches too tall to be a dwarf.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 inches too tall. So anyway, sorry, Derek. I'm gonna stop picking on you now, mate. Sorry, mate. Sorry. I'm all cocky when the camera's on me. You know? I'm all like, oh, don't beat me up, Derek. So so fantastic there for Jamie. I mean, that's a huge thing, and it really suits where he wants to take his physique and what he wants to do for the future. But this is such a good step for him. And I really, normally when bodybuilders say they're not competing anymore or they're not doing a certain category, I'm normally really like I take it personal.
Yeah.
But this is a really good move for him.
I think it'd be definitely a good move for him.
Yeah,
I mean, 400 pounds, carrying 400 pounds. Oh,
yeah, I mean, it's just, and like, and he's a good looking dude. And he said like when he got to like 350s, it was hard work,
Yeah.
And I think he was having to sleep with one of those sleep apnea things, and what's your wife thinking when you got Darth Vader next to you in the bed, So, what's the heaviest you've ever been, Derek?
19 and a half. Yeah, 19 and a half.
Hang on, for the American viewers.
Oh, God, what's no idea.
265?
About
270?
Yeah.
And how tall are you?
5'6".
So you're 270 at 5'6".
270, 5'6".
Wow.
Yeah.
See that? I mean, that is that healthy?
Struggled to walk upstairs. No, it wasn't healthy at all. Used to take me two attempts to get to my stairs.
Oh my
In the
God.
gym. Yeah, no. So it wasn't healthy.
So I mean, if you were Jamie's height, that would be like sort of 400 pounds, wouldn't it?
Oh, easy. Yeah.
So anyway, so quickly wanted to acknowledge that because that's really exciting and I'm really happy for him. Okay, quickly, we're going to kind of, I know we did a little bit of review earlier on, we ran out of time, but we really, I want to bring up the guests in this episode through the accounts we're looking at anyway. So we'll do that because obviously all three were in the New York Pro. Yeah. Brent was 9th place, I said he was? 9th place?
Was it 9th or 7th?
Yeah, he was 9th. He was 9th. Max Charles was 6th. I forget who. Robin Strand, was he 7th? And I forget who. I forget now. I'll have to go back and watch it. But so obviously we had Kerith Bajo, who we had on a few weeks ago. But it's nice to do a follow-up interview with Kerith because it's nice to kind of. I like to get them the day after the show when they're really buzzing and really, you kind of get that. They're still tanned up and you're getting that kind of emotion coming through of how happy they are because, when you get them a few weeks before, when they're a few weeks out, they're laser focused, they're very serious. And now they're eating.
They're relaxed and got some food in them and everything. Yep.
They're eating pizza and bagels and all sorts and they're just happy and they're buzzing and they got a big chunk of money in their bank account and they got a nice trophy to sort of show for all that hard work.
Yeah.
So I used to always look forward to the first week after a show actually.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Refill week.
What was the first thing that you always craved after a show, Derek? Click into yourself, Derek. Come on.
It would be for me a marble cake. I think my friends know me at the gym. They used to buy me a marble cake.
Cake? What's that?
Marble cake. It's like Victoria sponge cake and chocolate cake mixed together. Oh, it's crazy. Yep.
Is it nice?
Oh yeah.
So you'd eat the whole thing?
Well, it was half a cake.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a half moon.
So you'd have two of them?
I'd have two. I'd make a full one. Oh, heavenly.
I'm trying to think what I used to crave. I used to crave everything. I mean, it was usually like sugary cereals.
Oh,
like,
right.
the boxes of Alpen. I used to have this big, it was like Darth Vader's helmet, this big plastic blue bowl I used to eat my cereal out of. And my porridge, when I was dieting and stuff. Yeah. And I used to have that, and I would get the small box of Alpen, and I'd eat that in 2 servings with milk and extra sugar on. I always wonder how I got diabetes.
Yeah, there's the answer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I used to eat that for probably days and days on end, and my stomach. Oh my God! And the thing is, think about all that clean food you're pumping into your body. Then all of a sudden you start throwing all these sugars and rubbish. Like I said, when I went to, was it Brent? I said Brent. I said when I went to New York, after my first show, my vision went blurry. I couldn't see any signs. I couldn't read any menus. Like traveling, you're trying to read the board for the. I just say to my girlfriend at the time, I was like, "What? Read the board. I can't read it. I'll miss the flight. I'll miss the flight."
Gosh, no, that's not good.
So, talking about flights and stuff, I got my passport.
You got your passport through now?
Yeah,
Well, hopefully get mine sorted.
yeah. Get your passport. Ain't getting no plane.
Yeah, but at the moment I'm not getting on no plane.
Derek doesn't like flying. I could give you a list of all the things that Derek doesn't like: creepy crawlies, snakes, basically everything that's in my living room.
Everything that moves what's small.
Okay. Okay. So snakes, basically all my pets apart from my cats.
Yeah, the cat's all right.
You don't like?
I can live with the cats.
So what? Do you not know the frogs and the
No.
desert iguanas? They're not going to hurt you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll hurt them though.
Right. Okay. Then. Okay. Right. Better move on because we are, like I said, we are chasing daylight, and I want to get this episode finished. Another great episode. 3 guests. We've already, because I tried to get so many guests on today, do little short interviews. Most of them were traveling home.
Yeah.
I've pretty much got the next 2 episodes guest lineup sorted because I've said, okay, well, we'll push it back a week. So obviously I won't say the names, but you'll see next week when it comes out in the episode.
They're definitely something to look forward to anyway.
Yeah. Just, lots to look forward to. Right, okay then. This was the top 2 as we predicted. It does look like a wig. It does. Do you think that? I mean, I think everyone. It's good to have like Kai Green's hair.
Yeah. It's there's something what's going to stick in people's mind, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like Brent with his bleach in his hair and then getting all the tram lines. Thing is, I mean, tram lines went out in the 80s, mate.
I know, but come on, this is America.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Oh no, you didn't.
I did.
Derek, you get me fired,
I
mate.
remember tram lines.
Yeah, this is America. I would like to
Distance myself.
distance myself from Derek and all his opinions thereof. Can I sign something, please?
We love you, America.
Yeah, we love you, America. You pay our bills, mate.
Yeah.
So here's Kerith. Okay, let's have a look. He said it was 207 here. Do you know what? I have seen his quads harder. I have seen his quads drier. I have seen him a little bit. I think he could get a little bit. Oh God. No, he looks great. He won.
He won.
But I have seen his condition a little bit sharper. I've got to be honest. Got to be sharp, honestly.
Well, it's good enough to win the New York Pros.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's,
as he says, it's a good show. It's a good stand of a show.
And he can shut it down now for the Olympia.
Yeah.
So he's got the qualification because now there's no points. You know the point standings where if you come second or third, your crew, and there's different shows with different tiers, tier 1, 2, or 3. So one show will have more points for coming second than the other show because it's considered to be a higher quality, higher standard show.
Right.
So like you come second in the Arnold, you're going to get a lot of points because obviously you're second in the second biggest bodybuilding show. So it's equivalent of like winning a smaller show. But they've done away with that because so many bodybuilders are qualifying for the Olympia. Like the classic, they can't have 59 competitors in categories anymore. So you've got to win if you want to get into the Olympia.
Wow.
So, Kerith literally, if he'd have got second, he'd have had to have done another show to qualify.
Yeah.
So as it should be really, because the Olympia, the open guys went on to 11 o'clock. There was a lot of complaining, a lot of people sort of upset about that, and almost it became a victim of his own success. Mm-hmm. The Pro League and the amount of athletes wanting to qualify for the Olympia and also the amount of shows, which is fantastic. But, if guys are sort of being told to get ready backstage at 6 o'clock to go on stage at 7 and not even getting on stage at 11:30 at night.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The timing of these guys with their water and their food and, someone like Big Like Ramy must have been dying. And the thing is, if he's not allowed anyone backstage, imagine a guy that size needing food.
Yeah.
And if your blood sugar crashes, you can't eat rubbish because then your condition will go or you'll flatten out. So, and the thing is, the stress as well of sitting around for 4 hours because there was no room backstage. So my point is, we need the shows the Olympia to be a little bit more condensed. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to run into problems such as this. Yeah. So anyway, that's my rant over anyway. But fantastic there to Kerith. Great guy. We love getting him on. And hopefully we can see him in the top 6 at the Olympia this year. Because the thing is, imagine being 7th just there.
Yeah.
So, because he's got, like you said, he's very complete.
He's complete. Everything's there.
I'd like to see him sharper though.
Yeah.
I think sharper than that for the Olympia. And the thing is, he's only 207, and he's probably got.
Still got a lot of room.
He's also got room to lose as well.
Yeah.
So he's not going to struggle
No.
to make 212 or stress about losing muscle
No.
or flattening out.
No.
So, but I think he's in a good position. Good position.
Yeah.
But but he's going to have to be harder than that if he wants to go up against. If he's really, honest about really wanting to beat Sean Clarida, you've got to bring what Sean Clarida is bringing.
Yeah.
And Sean Clarida is leading the way in terms of muscle per square inch and conditioning and, very comparable symmetry. They've both got, no weaknesses.
Yeah.
But, Sean Clarida is bringing that next level freak factor. And that is what Kerith will have to bring if he hopes to even get close to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I'm sure he's on the case. He's got to win. And like I said, when these guys get a big win, it gives them a confidence.
Definitely.
And, so he's going to be doing everything he can to improve on his 7th place from last year. It's basically what I'm saying, Derek.
Well done for now.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go on to we're losing a bit of light again. I better. Oh, okay. This is as light as it goes. So we're going to be. I won't be sat in the pitch dark very, very soon.
Well forgotten.
I've just clicked it off. Let's tell you. Let's just go to Gilco Productions. Oh, was this Derek guest posing at New York? Derek Lunsford. Oh no, this is Pittsburgh. We don't want to see that. That's last week's news. Okay, so this is the New York Pro. Who do you want to see, Derek? Pick someone out. Michael DeBull, of course.
Michael DeBull.
Oh, you missed it because you were a little bit late, so we had to get Lauren to jump in for you to switch for this one. But this was Michael DeBull we had on today.
All right.
So, we had him on last week.
Yes, we did.
We had him on last week.
Yes, we did.
So
nice guy.
Yeah, good night. And he's looking a little bit fuller now. He's not quite as. Oh, I love seeing stripy delts. His delt. Thing is, the guy is just Stripe City, isn't he? Really. But it's funny in this high resolution, all the guys don't look quite as hard. This guy is known for his condition, but I've seen pictures and video of him looking tighter.
Yeah.
But it just shows you, the quality of the kind of, I think this is 8K or something. 8K. 4K? 4K. I don't know.
4K.
But this was a huge win for Michael DeBull. I think it was his 4th pro win. He's won the Dubai Pro. He's won the Arnold UK twice. And now he's won the New York Pro, also keeping the title in the UK.
Yep.
Because Neil Curry won it last year. He's originally from Syria, but I think 2011 is when he moved to the UK.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So, but he's on about moving to Dubai now.
I know.
So he better not be representing Dubai, mind.
No, it definitely said he's going to represent the UK.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, good. I must have missed that. Oh, good. I'm glad about that. So really happy. And also,
well done.
is our guy Ryan Terry?
Yo, yes, it is.
Yeah, he lives about 2 hours away,
Yeah. Is it Nottingham?
Nottingham, yeah. And he said he will come up to the studio.
Yeah. Oh.
So we'll be sat. You'll be sat there, and we can have a good chat with him. In fact, I'm looking forward to that because we've not had somebody in the studio that you've had a mic and a camera on, because we'll get the 3rd camera, we'll put it on you, and we can all 3 of us have a really
good chat.
Yeah, and when somebody's here, you can.
Yeah, it'll bond by it, won't we? Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah,
it'll be good. Looking forward to that one.
It's not so much an interview; it's more of like a bro conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So so obviously Ryan Terry, he's been second at the Olympia to Jeremy Buendia. He's won the Arnold Classic. Won the Arnold Classic UK. He's one of the best men's physique. I remember when he turned pro in 2015. He's absolutely fantastic. Really, and he's a really good guy as well. Very smart. He's been very good with the money he's made from the industry. Mm-hmm. He's put it into properties, and he's got a baby now. And he's probably a small child now, not a baby. Look at his back. And you know what? I've seen his legs. His legs are fantastic.
Yeah.
I saw him train hamstrings for 45 minutes once
at
Altered Image. He was there seeing Colin at the supplement shop.
Yeah.
Doing an appearance for, what's it called? The main company, the big one, the blue one. USN. Yeah, he was there doing an appearance, and then him and his girlfriend, because I went to the gym afterwards, and so did he.
Oh, right.
Altered Image, I was there training legs. My once a year leg session, and he was doing hamstrings, and I was thinking he's been training hamstrings for 45 minutes. He's men's physique. Why does he need to?
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit. I know I take the piss out of men's physique, but do you know what? They are fantastic athletes, and I've seen Ryan Terry train. He's a bodybuilder at heart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got a wicked physique as
Trains
well.
hard.
Look
Trains
at his
hard.
abs.
Yep. Trains hard.
His condition's good there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's even tighter than Michael DeBull's. Is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at his abs.
It's the same. It's the same
Got the
quality.
detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Definitely.
Hang on.
Can we zoom? Oh yeah. We can.
There you
zoom
go.
a
Look.
bit more.
Look at that. I think I think his condition is as good, if not better, than Michael DeBull's in this footage, anyway.
Yeah.
The Gilco.
Yeah.
So interesting. Yeah. Good. What else? Just quickly. This was the guy I was telling you about. White Gorilla. This was Diego, who we're going to be getting on Globe Muscle hopefully next week. This was the guy that said, if I don't do well in this show, I'm not competing again ever. Isn't that crazy? So he took second in the 212 to Kerith. What do you think, Derek?
I think he's got some freaky legs.
Yeah, his legs are really good.
He's got some freaky legs.
I tell you what, he was. He was close to Kerith
He was
there.
close. Yeah.
You know, I like his hamstrings. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, what a diamond in the rough. This guy, a bit more refinement and stuff, and it's prepped by Patrick Tour.
And Patrick Tower.
Yeah, our boy Patrick.
Say no more.
So there's a guy we're going to keep an eye out on as well. There's Samson guest posing. Oh shit. There's Samson guest posing at this was at Pittsburgh last week. It's like 320 pounds. Yeah, I spoke to Samson today, so I thanked him for the barbecue idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I stayed at his house, this is how he cooks all his food. When he gets back at night, he cooks fish and salad for his last meal. This was when he was prepping for the Arnold last year when he took fourth. I stayed with him, I think it was February, March. It was a few weeks before. And he went out the back. He had his barbecue like me out the back. He cooked his fish fresh. And then he cooked all his chicken and all his steak for the next day and put it in his Tupperware containers.
Wow.
And he said, once you've done this, he said, you'll never go back to prepping. Because obviously it's all on a massive grill, so you can cook everything at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's fun. He's outside when the weather's nice. You know, it's a lot of Mediterranean bodybuilders do that.
So what does he do if the weather's not fine?
Probably sends his missus out to do it.
Yeah.
Put a coat on, love. It's a bit nippy out there. So anyway, well, we just love Samson. I mean, we don't even need a reason to bring Samson up because he's just bloody awesome. So like I said, we're gonna have to speed this up. What else do I want to show? We'll quickly show Brent as well. This is Bev's obviously Bev Francis, the Steve Weinberger, the New York Pro. Obviously, that's their show. There's nothing on there I wanted to. No, there's nothing on there I want to see. Let's quickly go to Jamie the Giant. We've already shown you that. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I better go before I'm sat in complete pitch black. Also, the new issue of MD is out with Blessing. How do you say that? How do you say his last name? Because Ron says it, Awodibu.
Oh,
how do you say it? Come on.
I'm not going to
Awodibu. Blessing.
Where is it?
AWODIBU. Awodibu. I don't want to say it without sounding like I'm taking it in a you know what I mean, like a piss takey accent, like I've got good intent. I don't know how to say it.
Well, it's good anyway.
Yeah, Blessing.
It's good.
Blessing the Boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
That's what they call it. This is probably why he's got a nickname, because he doesn't want people to butcher his last name and feel bad when they can't say it properly. Because you feel rude when you can't say someone's name right, don't you?
Boogeyman is fine.
Boogeyman
is fine.
Blessing the Boogeyman. Yeah. Right, okay, we've nailed that one. Right, okay then, guys. Trying to think of anything else. Anything else? No. Anyway, right, okay then. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And of course, I would like to thank my main man, Derek Clark, who is literally, and I mean this, I know I say this every single week, he's getting bigger every single week. Also, Derek.
Back in training.
I did 5 days.
Bound.
Derek, I did 5 days this week.
You did 5 days?
Yeah, and you know what? Just today.
Big house.
Legends Gym.
Oh.
And just today, I started to feel like I was getting back into my swing of things. Like, the workouts for the last 2 weeks have been atrocious.
Yeah.
But you expect it when you have a little bit of a layoff, whatever, whether it be scheduled or unscheduled. So I'm trying to catch up with you, mate.
Oh, right. Okay. Game on.
Okay.
Game on.
Fighting talk. Right. Okay then, guys. Thank you so much for watching Thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, with our main Derek Clark, we are out.